Hello everybody, Lemonade here and welcome back to Brookshore. Hope you're doing well. Here we are, we're overlooking our last episode where we built this mining village. It was quite a fun build, experimented, still got quite a bit to go on here in terms of expanding the industry. So if you have already seen that video, thank you very much. If you haven't and you're new around here, welcome, and I will also link a playlist to this series of Brookshore down below in the description. But welcome on, thanks for joining us on the journey. But today we're going to be looking at our road hierarchy. They're going to be looking at expanding the population. We're going to be developing this part of Brookshore, which hasn't got a name yet, but we will get there. We're going to be developing this part of the city, as well as introducing some new assets, vanilla assets that I want to use, which I've been scrolling through between episodes that I really kind of like the look of, and it'll fit the theme well. So we're going to introduce them. That'll be the town hall, the administration building, and one of the new assets in the newest, I believe it's the, I couldn't think it off the top of my head, but I've just had a quick check. It's the Seaside Resorts creator pack and the Breakers Hotel, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic asset and it's going to really fit the vibe well. So I'm really pleased to be placing that down, but we'll get to that later. But first, there was a, well, there is a, having looking back over this first area, there's a few mulligans that I want to address and a few changes that I want to bring in. And so I'm going to do them and I'll explain to you once I'm back what I've done. So I've taken out a few of the taller buildings along our main high street here, which were just way too tall, and I've replaced them with a little bit of Plop Growables to, well, historicalise them and stop them from growing too tall. So hopefully won't have that problem again. You'll notice the bridge is gone. I think the bridge was in the wrong place. I wanted to relocate that. Got a spot in mind where it's going to go now, and that will be next in the episode, coming up in the episode. So yeah, I've removed the school, the bridge. The school's just been slightly relocated temporary over here. I didn't want to delete it. I thought it would be cheaper just to relocate it and move it back later, because we need it for the area, so it will be coming back very shortly. Now, with all the housekeeping done, let's talk about roads and layout. I think that is probably far more interesting. Originally, this is going to be our main road, and we've used this from the start, and this is basically carrying all the traffic that's taking you from the town to the villages and up to the mining village. Now, this is kind of like, it's basically being used as arterial to get people to different parts of the map, and it's the quickest route, or it's the only route. So what we kind of want to do, eventually this will be a collector. Now, to alleviate some of the traffic in the meantime, because we won't be looking at highways because they wasn't really a thing at this point in time. It was a lot of, it would have been horse and cart, and then it would be in the railway. And I've kind of taken on the executive decision because trains come at a population of 11,000, and I don't see how I'm going to build up that amount, and then the storyline and the time here is just going to drag on and on and on. So what I'm going to do is, to fix this, we're going to use the metro as the train. We can use it above ground, but I'll figure that out when we get to that stage. But nevertheless, let's talk about the here and now. So we're going to look about upgrading some of these roads into collectors. Now, I see that we've got a main road. I think this would have been one of the original roads that they would have used to get around the town. So we're going to extend this one down, because I think it would have flowed over. Ignore the railway tracks. They're kind of not here at the moment, hypothetically. So that would have kind of come back down into this section. That would have fed the traffic through here. I'm also thinking of redesigning this part of the map, because I'm not happy with the placement, simply because this would, or I believe would have been another collector. And that takes us on to this road here. So the traffic's going to be travelling through here. It would have wants to get to this main busy intersection here to carry down, and then this road then becomes slightly more important. So we'll upgrade this one into a new collector. We'll also upgrade this into a collector, because I feel like that would have travelled down that way. And of course we've got our main road. Now this is not really going to feature much in this episode because this is literally just going to carry on. This was already here, and it's not really going to kind of interfere and bother us at the moment. Now you can see this landscape is really dipped down here, and it's the elevation is quite a lot higher than this. Now I don't think there is water, so I don't know why that is on the map, but it makes me think that if there is water, this would be a marsh, and it's subject to flooding, I would imagine, if this river kind of bursts its banks. So I don't think we will be building in this section here, and I think this road would have probably avoided it because it would have been like a marshland. We'll see what develops here in the future. I might raise it, but for now I'm just going to ignore it. So as you can see, we're already starting to see where these roads are potentially heading. Now I'm going to use this one as another example of a road that is heading down into the new districts, or the new part of the town. And that brings me back to the bridge. Now I'm thinking that we will use this road to connect up to here as kind of like another way into the town. It's out of the way, and I don't really intend to be building on this. So I think rather than having another one cross the tracks, eventually that's going to become heavier traffic. I think we'll just bridge it now and get it out of the way and just use it as a bypass. First of all, we're going to level the terrain. We're going to select one of these heights over here, so I'm going to right click on the mouse and I'm going to go as close to the railway as possible and shut the power with the brush, and I'm going to right click and go over here, and we're just going to level that so that's the same height. Then we'll go into our normal gravel road, take off all of our snap twos and just leave our angle on. Page up, just kind of eyeball it so that it's sort of a reasonable width apart. Don't want to go crazy, and hopefully that should be, yeah, that's straight enough. I'm going to select the node that we want. We're going to page down, and I think we're going to freeform tool. Go out as far as we can to get a nice smooth descent, and I don't think we need any of our snap twos on. That seems okay. To have a connection back into that part of the road. Same with this side, we will keep it straight. I've paged down, I believe it's 12, not sure, 12 or 11, to give us that nice smooth slope again. And we will grade that to the road we're going to be using, which is this this new 4-lane road, which I think acts really good as a collector. Slight issue here, but we'll delete that and reconnect. Alright, so that's part 1 done. We've got that road doing, and let's just go through and upgrade where we believe the new collectors are going to be. Now I'm having trouble with this node upgrading it, and I think the only one that's been working is this wide sidewalk road. It's not ideal, but it's what I'm going to have to go with. And then we'll hook back into there. So we're all connected back up, and also it gives us the opportunity to look at where some more roads are going to head off in the future. Now, as I mentioned earlier, see some kind of interchange further down the line there, so why don't we prepare for that? Split a road, yeah, let's do something like that, and then that can curve. So let's come through with 10 units to give it a 90, 10 units this side, and why don't we freeform? Let's get a nice clean connection. So we established a little bit more of our hierarchy in the roads. I will upgrade this to the 2-lane eventually, but at the moment money's tight, I'm not going to bother. And also what it does give us, it gives us the opportunity to have these straight roads here to place assets on the corners to give it nice sort of, you can see it from afar. Now eventually we will have our station in this area. I think it will be somewhere around here. Now I'm going to pre-plan for that, and I'm going to leave some space between the rails and the road so we can basically fit that in. So here's our collector. It's going to take the traffic off this road down here, and it's going to feed the side streets that we have on here. So yeah, so that's pretty much the layout. Let's have a little discussion about the assets then that we're going to be placing. Now, you've probably have already seen it on many of the YouTube videos for the content creators for this game, because we're going to use the tax office and we're going to use it as like a town hall, and I just think it fits that vibe really well, especially when you're using vanilla. You kind of have to be a bit more, you know, imaginative with these assets. So I'm thinking we're going to have this as kind of like a town hall complex, and I'm going to combine it with the library as well. Yes, it is expensive, but I just think these assets will look pretty good together. They're similar. The brick built, I just think they'll work, and we'll have some kind of plaza out the front, and we'll just make it a little bit important. I love how that truck's just flying through the air. So we're going to use some planning roads, i.e. the dirt roads, and I know that the plaza is 5 tiles deep, so I'm going to try, and it's a little bit of a habit, I seem to build quite far out, so I'm going to try and start building a bit closer so we can get, you know, just a bit more of a feel of what's going on. So I know that this, after doing a little bit of testing, because I like to sort of have a look at how the builds are and things like that between sessions, I know that we need to come over, we need to come down by 1,000, and we need to come out by 520. Okay, so it's 520 across. Now, I did notice this earlier as well. There seems to be an issue when connecting into this road with dirt road. I don't know why. So I might have to plan. I'll tell you what, make it easier. I think we will use these roads anyway. They will look a bit nicer. So let's hopefully I can connect in here. Yeah. So 520, and then down will be, it will be 1,000. So we'll have the plaza right out the front, just gives it some speciality to the buildings, and we need 5 tiles width in order to fit these in. So we'll drop that there, and then I'll just show you what we're going to place in. It's going to be the standard plaza with trees. It works okay. We can always detail it up ourselves as well. But it just gives that little bit of breathing room from the roads and the houses till we can use the asset here. And again, it just adds that little bit of extra flavour for the, you know, the vanilla game. So I'm going to face the asset onto this road here. I'm going to leave 1 tile to the left. And it's such a great building, to be honest. Really so detailed for a vanilla game. And I just kind of like this sort of for the era. Again, it just adds those little aesthetics. And then behind it, we're going to come in with the library. And like so, and you can just see that it just sort of overlooks the building slightly, which is nice, and it's just the same sort of aesthetic. I think they go quite well together. We will detail up because obviously it's a little bit lumpy and bumpy, but yeah, I think they're going to be great assets for the citizens in this town, and yeah, I do like these. I think they go quite well together. Now, I do apologise. I've just realised that the game had stopped recording, so let me just go over what I've done. Nothing too crazy, but let's just recap. So I managed to fit another little bit of path in between the nodes there, just to cement this area out as we do in vanilla. It's the best we've got. I'm not a huge detailer, so I'm not going to win any awards for what I've done, but just place these lights down that we've been using pretty much all over Brookshore at the moment. I suppose they probably would have been like gas lamps, something like that. So just pop them down, just, you know, just subtle. Put some benches down here as well, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not, you know, it's not crazy amount of detailing, but it just finishes this area off. So there you go. There's our downtown. Not a downtown, sorry, there's our town hall and our administration building or library, whatever you want to pretend that it is. And yeah, I think they go pretty well together. Let's address some of the elephants in the room. Our city is crying out for people. You know, we've got no workers, we've got problems, and we need to resolve it, and we need to get citizens in here fast. So I'm going to be looking at placing now some residential blocks, just to flesh out this part of the town, and I will be plopping down the ones that I want to use just for this area. Once we get past the rail tracks into the next part, I'm going to be zoning only, so that should go quite a way of helping us get more population going. Now I want to introduce another building that we will be using. You can find it on the vanilla game. It's a level 2 building, but I think we should be alright. I found it on the high street actually. It was one where is it? Here. And I was going to delete it, and I thought, you know what? That's actually one of the better looking buildings in the vanilla game for the commercial. I mean, when you compare it to this, you know, it has its place, but I just think this is just far more suitable for the area, and I just think it's just a better building. That's it all round, to be honest. So I've got an idea. We're going to flank the town hall with these buildings, and you see it, you know, multiple places. We have these door-to-door shops, and I thought, why not, you know, have the same sort of thing here. It's like a row of shops. This is what I would like to add the houses kind of like, really. But yeah, I just think they work. They could have been old industrial warehouses being now converted to shops, and yeah, I like them. And they're just some, I don't know, it's just an asset I do like. Yeah, it is looking nice now. It's really starting to build up, isn't it? Hope you're enjoying the series, by the way, and liking the concepts that we're coming up with. As I say, if you can smash the like button and get the series growing, it'd be greatly appreciated. Right, so let's kind of figure out some kind of options, because we know the train station is going to be in here. So I'm just thinking, do we have some commercial, I think, that runs along this road here? Some shops, and then as we get towards the end of the road, we'll have some more of these houses. It's just a matter of where we can kind of fit these in, to be truthful. Some more houses running up alongside this road, and we'll have some more here as well. I think we'll stop there, because I think we'll have the station in this section. I can't think how big it is, to be honest, so I don't want to put too many houses down and we've noticed we'll run out of room. We'll also, whilst I'm at it, think about moving our school back. Now I think this road would be an ideal choice. It's right on the corner, right on the main road, easy access to get to, and it's not going to cause too much traffic because it's predominantly residential in this square here. Quick update, I have placed a collector in, another collector, just to take the traffic up that way in case they wanted to go right rather than going through the city, through the town, and then to go right again. And I've just placed some of these assets down. I might remove a few of them, some of them are just not sitting right, but just to give it that sort of crossroad effect, and you know, more of a high street effect. We'll put some detail in towards the end of the episode. I'll put a detail in time lapse so you can see how it finishes off, but we must press on and get these residential demands down. So looking at the original infrastructure, I guess it would make sense to kind of tee into this road here, something like that, and then also we can tee in with that road as well, and it becomes this kind of more of an avenue type road. Now this town is really starting to grow, but before I press play I just want to have a quick look at this square, what else needs to come in here as well. Thinking about it, the problem we've got, if we do put a road in here and just join in like so, they're just going to use it as a shortcut. So I think maybe we make kind of like more of an estate in here, something like that will do. Just see where we can fit the houses inside here. And before I press play, I'm just going to look for any opportunities just to connect into this estate. I mean, that is such a key pathway. You know, you imagine having to walk all the way around here just to get, it would just save so much time. So, and we want to encourage walkability. Hello, FizzyLemonade here. Sorry for the pause and the cut in this video. We'd run out of electric, so I had to put down a coal power plant, save up 15,000 credits to carry on with the next part of the video. There was nothing to show you, so back to it. Thanks. Okay, that's just ticked over. So let's place this down right on the junction here. Imagine it would be some kind of an old inn. Alright, so I've placed this road in, which we're going to zone off of at the back, just so right up against the railway lines. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be quite a posh road, I think, once we get some houses in there with this hotel at the end of it. And I think this sort of stick out from quite far away, which is quite nice. I won't keep going on. Let's pop down our homes. I'm just looking for the park fence to run around the back here. You know, I don't do a lot of detailing, as I mentioned, but things like this I think just go a long way. And so let's pop down. We'll go for the brick fire station rather than the historical one. Just matches the red brick that we got going on here. And yeah, and it's a change as well. So let's have police station there, and then we can have kind of that boxed round, and then on the other side, once we've got the money, we can have our police station. There we go. Well, we can detail all that up later, but at least they'll be kind of hidden away behind the high street. I think sometimes I can get kind of caught up about road layouts and things like that. I think sometimes you just got to go with the flow and what feels natural. You know, it would make sense that, in my opinion, that if you wanted to go over here, there probably would have been some kind of road put in that gave you opportunity to take some time off the journey and cut through. So, you know, it hasn't got to be perfect, and then, you know, it just opens up other opportunities for connections. And because that's kind of like an awkward space to fill, we can always leave it and come back to that section and just focus, you know, at the moment, because this is it is not cul-de-sac, we've got an entrance there and there, but you know, why not? Let's just add another connection into this road. Try and keep the connections to a minimum on these connectors, but it's okay. I'm trying to leave 3 tiles there as well. It'll be alright connecting into these roads because it's not going to have huge amounts of traffic in here. Alright, these houses are growing in again. I hope this video isn't too much of a bad cut there. What I did is I removed all those houses, obviously got it wrong with the wrong theme, and the houses started growing back with 4x4s, all what they wanted. So I've gone back to selective zoning, and so it's taken a little while now, and the demand's gone down. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come back up. In the meantime, I've put some fences around things, smartened a few things up, put some paths down, but I will be doing this as and when. I don't really want to do a time lapse because it will take too long, because we've just not got the demand. So I will put another cut in here, and I'll be back when I've got a bit more to show you. Okay, so I've waited enough, and because it's quite tedious just waiting for these to just pop in and then rezone what's coming up next to it. So yeah, the majority of this is built out. I've got a few patches left, but that's fine. Yeah, so we've expanded over here now, and you know, it's a different it's a different sort of, it's a different vibe with these houses compared to what we've got over this side, which is nice. That just gives us a little contrast. People pretty much got what they want. They've got, again, extension of the high street. They've got their services over here, so I'm pretty pleased with how this has come along. You know, sometimes it's nice to just sort of play the game and just not think about what's happening, just sort of play it as it's meant to be played. But now there is a few problems in the cities what we'll address, but we're getting there. We are slowly getting there. You know, what I was doing is, once one grew in, I was like, okay, that's growing, so now I can fill that square of a 3x3, and that's grown in, so I can now put a 2x2. So, you know, I'm just waiting for that one to pop in, and I can fill the rest of that in. But it's just as and when the city needs it. So I think this will be better time than any to head into a detailing time lapse, so we can get this place sort of a little bit more finished up. yeah, I think we're looking a little bit more finished up. There's still plenty of work to go on this town. I think we will leave it there today. Actually, we'll come back next time. We'll do a little bit more expansion. Got some other things up the sleeve that I want to go over with you on the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hope it's there's some ideas for you in your own towns, and I hope you're enjoying the series as a whole. And don't forget, if you could please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it would mean a massive deal to me. If that's something if you could do, just hit that like button. And also, just advice really, just want to make sure you guys are enjoying this. If it's going too slow, if you want me to pick up the pace, or if there's anything you want me to change, just be nice to get an idea of obviously how things are going with the series. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll wrap things up now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll leave you with some cinematics, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.